Today, I am joined by none other than Trey Mitchell. And when you were talking about the strongest man on earth, Trey Mitchell needs to be a name in that conversation. And with this contest, man, you have won the Shaw Classic twice. We are coming up on August 17th and 18th, strongest man on earth at the Shaw Classic. And I want to know how it's going, man. How you feeling? How's the prep going?
Oh, it's going better than was for Worlds. Like coming off of that Achilles injury last November, so like I get some good training here and there. It's kind of inconsistent, but like that's just me being my negative self, always wanting to be training to go better.
Yeah,
Like always
of
striving for
course.
better.
Of course, man. I mean, with any contest, I think you naturally have the highest expectations, right? Like going into anything, and you want to perform at a top level all the time. But how is the Achilles feeling? I mean, is it something now that you've kind of been able to put out of your head, or is it still not quite where you want it to be?
Yeah, yeah, I can put it out of my head for the most part. Like it's I don't deal with as much pain or stuff, but like I'll get some flare ups here and there, just like inflammation or something, and just like maybe do some extra recovery on it that I don't have been keeping up with, just the normal amount stretching and stuff. But like for the most part, like I don't have any pain in during lifts or this or that. So like it's stuck. It's not going anywhere. Like
I
at
love it.
at Worlds doing a 1,000 pound car walk, it's like all right, nothing hurt after that, so it's not going anywhere.
No, I mean, that's great, man. And obviously an injury like that, overcoming that, working back into training and in your buildup, it's great to be able to kind of say, hey, look, I'm building confidence with it and moving past it. So I'm assuming with your prep right now, there's nothing you're holding back on at all. You're just full steam.
Yeah, exactly. Like just going full steam on everything, not holding back on any of the movements, just trying to give it my all. Trying to be smart about it, obviously, but
Oh,
pain.
that's I mean, honestly, man, that's amazing. Well, from what training I have been able to see, what you have posted, it looks like you're on track. I mean, with the events that we've got this year, which events are you the most excited about? And that could be just based on how training's going or just in general. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna say the stones, but is there anything else that you're excited about as well?
Uh, let's see. Like obviously, like you said, the stones. Like I'm looking forward to training on that. Like I have good training on that, but like I also like every other week would be kind of like eh. So like I push myself, and like my body hasn't recovered quite right to for push it the next week. So the stones, like the press medley, I'm really looking forward to testing myself on that. I think I can do really well in that. Like pressing has been the one that came back the best for me. The lower body movements kind of been slowly lagging behind. Like like deadlifts like are kind of ifsy. Like it's making progress, but not as quickly as I would like. Obviously, holding myself to that a higher
Sure.
standard than like even my coach.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, the press medley, I would say that you are without a doubt a threat on that one, for sure, man. And you've come out and proved in the past couple of years we've had the log, medley where you could choose which log you wanted to attack. This one will be a true press medley with the logs and axles in there, which is a different combination. But I have no doubt you have the power to get through that, man. And you obviously have to be looking for big points on that event.
Yeah, big points where I'm like behind on like the lower body stuff. Like the squat is going to be interesting. Just like looking at the stuff you posted, like I'm kind of like putting stuff in my head what's going to be.
Yes, yes. I mean, as far as squatting goes, you're a good squatter. You're for sure
Yes,
a good squatter, right?
yeah,
So,
I've
I
always
mean,
been a
are
pretty
you
good
more
squat.
concerned about are you more concerned about the equipment or your squat power just in general?
Just my power at the moment, just coming back, like putting any pressure on it. Like I was off of my feet for like 3 months, not being able to do any lower body stuff. So just basically trying to build up my base and then trying to get that power back from doing nothing. So like I'm is coming along. My squat is making progress finally, but you know I have to be at the world level, the strongest man on earth level.
Yes, yes. No, that's well, and this is the thing is there's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of room to be off your game with the lineup of competitors that are coming. And I mean,
Yeah,
I know that from talking to you in the past, I know that you tend to be very hard on yourself. When you're talking about where you're at and where you want to be and your expectations. Overall, is there any event that you're concerned about? That you're kind of like, hey, I'm not sure how this is going to go.
uh, I would say is your power medley that you have every year. This year is going to be the wheelbarrow, was the hay baler, and
Yeah,
into the arm pull. That's always been one of the events that I've been lacking behind on. Like every year I've gotten better at it, but like just it's always going to be in the back of my head, not as good as I wanted to be. You know,
yeah.
so
No,
that's
that's
always where I lose points. That event.
one. And the awesome thing, obviously, with this contest and the format is you do have 8 events and you do have
Yes.
16 competitors, right? So there's big opportunity to make up points and to gain that ground back.
Yeah.
If something doesn't go great, but there's also the opportunity to lose a lot of points as well if something doesn't go great. So it's
That's what I've always liked about the competition. You know, 8 events that are all heavy, and you can you can shine in all the events that you're good at, and like you'll have 1 or 2 events that you're not so well versed as.
so what if you had to say for you going in, what is your goal? Like what's going to make Trey happy this year from an outcome perspective?
Well, I always hold myself to a higher standard, like you said, be hard on myself. All honesty, I would say maybe top 10. I'll be happy. I think I'll be happy with it. Make progress, and you know, like last year or whatever. You won the first Shaw Classic. I won the next 2, and then you won the Shaw Classic, strongest man on earth for 2 today. Yeah, I made that little joke. It's like now that you retired, you left it for me. But
Yeah,
like I'm
man.
coming
Yeah.
off the injury, like I have to be smart about it, more realistic about it. So I would say top 10 would be good for me this year.
Yeah, man. Well, I think that is obviously 100% attainable for you, and I think you're probably being a little bit hard on yourself, overall. But with that being said, if you come in and execute well on the events that are big events for you, and in stuff that's a little bit challenging, there's a lot of opportunity to gain points, Trey, as you know. So it's one of those things where you come in and attack it, and I just have a feeling you're going to do better than what you're thinking right now because you're being hard on yourself. But this is naturally what happens in this part of the prep anyway, right? Like you're
Yeah,
you're kind of in the bulk of the work right now, and it's the next few weeks are really and truly where you're going to be able to separate yourself out from these other guys too. So I have higher expectations than 10th. I'm going to say that right now.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
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 So, last year I got a 5th, so let's see if we can match it. You know,
I love it. I love it. So let's talk stones, man. Let's talk stones because this is an event. I don't know. Have you ever got what is the in a contest, right? What is the biggest stone that you've had an opportunity to go after in a contest? I know you tried the Rogue record breaker a few years back, but as far as in a contest, have you ever had that heavy of a stone?
uh, 2018 at the Arnold, Australia, we had a series which I think it ended at 520, but like I only got like I missed the 570, no 470. My bad. So that was at the end of the series.
Yeah,
And that was my first.
you're right, man. For a couple of years, they did actually have a very heavy series of stones there. You know,
Yes.
this is an interesting format. If stone training goes well, what are your expectations here to walk in? Because the 600-pound stone is looming, man, and I know that's got to be in your head somewhere.
I really want that 600. You know, my goal was to do reps with it. Like, kind of like how stone training's going right now. Like, last week I hit a 500 for a double with a 22-inch. Yeah. So if I get go, I would say 550 right now, just based on how training's going. If it goes better in the couple of weeks, like you said earlier, like, you know, definitely open up with the 550 and go for the 600.
I love it. So walk out there and put one on the board with the 550 potentially.
Yes. Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's
You know,
it's
it's at the end of a heavy day. You know, luckily it's the first day, but it's still at the end of the competition.
yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be. I'm very fascinated to see how you attack the stone event and how everybody else does as well. I mean, with that big stone, I mean, it's, you know, do you do that where you walk out and get one with the 550 and then go after it? Do you do reps at the 550? I think a lot of it depends on when you go out in the event and you know what you have to do, what's been put on the board. You know, so it's, I'll tell you what, man, I'm excited to see you guys get after the heavy stones because it's something, you know, I know for me, like I always loved the heavier stones. And, you know, now getting to put that event in and see you guys go have the opportunity to go after it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad the body is feeling better, right? And I know that like in this conversation, I'm sure, you know, some people are it's Trey Mitchell is not a guy that comes out, and I don't think you're ever going to talk too big and say too much, right? Like you're a guy that like your performance will do the talking is kind of how I feel.
Yeah, I let my performance do the talking, not like you run my mouth. That's usually when you get your mouth slapped.
This is true. Hey, this is true, man. This is true. So I'm looking forward to it, Trey, man. I really am. And I know there's a lot of people out there that want to see you back on that podium and doing well, you know, with this event. So keep training hard, man. And we're gonna see you in shape, ready to rock and roll on August 17th and 18th.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. It's gonna be
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me today, Trey. And you guys that watch this video, give Trey some love in the comments. We will see you at the Shaw Classic weekend, Strongest Man on Earth contest, August 17th and 18th. There'll be a link below the video, get more details if you want information. And wish you all the best, Trey.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brian.